Right, welcome back to the challenge, the Newbie challenge, which I attempt to farm Newbie farm version 4 on FS17 with nerfed silage, and I attempt to actually make it pay with what we've got. No crops, just grass. Grass, and we start with 20 cattle and I think it's 25 chickens, and that's it. We have enough bales to last us about 2 years, which is what we're dealt with here. Now this is set up by Roy. I have altered all the machinery across to get stuff I particularly want. Right, just get this round roughly where I want it. I'm going to start here somewhere. I'm not going to bother back or anything. Yeah, this will do. But the idea is I sold everything off, but most of the gear was leased, so to actually buy the stuff I wanted, it cost a small fortune. And we end up, I don't know, 200,000 or 300,000 in debt, somewhere around there. And we're almost out of debt now, and the whole idea is to see if we could do it and go out of debt. We only got 2 fields, 11 and 16, both down to grass, as are all fields on this map at the start, just to make it a little bit more entertaining, shall we say, that you have to at least cultivate every field before you put a crop in. Or of course you could use a direct drill seeder, but as I use them sometimes, but not that often. I'm going to do 2 or 3 laps round, and I'm going to stack one up and down. So almost everything is dependent really on the silage, but the silage is nerfed a lot. And when I say nerfed a lot, I mean a lot. It's about half, probably just under half the price you normally get for it. Not probably near a quarter, I think about it. Now we're only going to last 2 years. We're now into the 2nd year. As you see, it's June on the 2nd year. Early summer. This is another lot going in for silage. Once we're done this year, we'll see how we're done, and I'm going to finish there, and I'll try and think of something else to do. I think last time I did have a few suggestions. 1 cattle and crops, providing they got a proper farm on there, not just the little separate missions. Until I get a farm, I'm not going to bother to showcase it. I don't find it any fun just doing the missions. Apart from the fact I want to play that one more as a farm manager, because if you try it, you'll find out it's set up perfectly to be a farm manager. It's very good AI on there, and things like a version of Courseplay, a version of well, I don't know about GPS, but certainly a version of Courseplay, but it's more automated than Courseplay. I would imagine it will be an absolute pain to set up on a new map, because you must have to set all the routes in. Well, the map mate will have to. I fancy there may not be too many maps made, if I'm right in my assumption. It's all the whistles and bells in. That one was to try horse rearing. But the thing about it, I've been trying that, and it's actually quite easy and a little bit boring. So possibly not that. I think we may just beggar ourselves here a bit. The other thing I think about is when seasons come out is to go on to pigs. Now, pigs were a pain on 17 with seasons. I know they had several attempts. I think in the end they got it right, but I didn't actually do pigs a lot. I fancy, doing a more specialist farm rather than just the normal thing to do, which is the general purpose, arable and livestock. I fancy just specialising, not so much in arable, because I have had one or two where I specialised almost entirely in livestock. Oh, we're not quite there yet. No, because we're not, only 61% according to that. Oh, not really with it at the moment. No, but pigs, before seasons when seasons come, could be interesting. And just do pigs. No fields, no growing any crops, having to buy everything in, just to see how easy it is to make money out of it. And my project would be interested to try it without seasons, so that may be what I try. I'll see if anybody else comes out with any good ideas. And no, Stu, I'm not going to do tree felling. I want to have some fun out of it. And cutting trees down and doing those, I find no fun whatsoever. So that's a definite no-no. Unless of course you cross my hand with, or my palm with a great deal of money, and I mean a great deal. There is limits to what I will do for entertainment, or to entertain, and lumber, being a lumberjack, is certainly not amongst them. Now, I've got a feeling that I wouldn't actually be mowing grass in these conditions. It's wet. I've got a feeling that the mower would just keep getting clogged up, but as the game engine is allowing it and seasons allowing it, I'm going to continue with it. Push that onto the front, disconnect it, so I don't have to cart that all the way up there. But I think another couple of months we should be done on this, and hopefully by then seasons will be out. But I'm not gonna push them, because it's one of those mods which take a great deal of work. I still would love to see one of the farm sim series have, well, it's getting close to more realistic now on 19, but I'd like to see seasons built in, optional, you can turn it on or off, plus soil mod in, again able to turn on or off. I think a sort of more realistic seasons soil mod would make for a hell of a challenge. See, I got this down to 42% compacted. I'm going to come out of cab to back in, because there is limits to what I'm prepared to do. And we've got up to 43 now. I think that'd do, won't it? Let's just see if I'll... Yep, we're there. Trying to keep it up nice and high makes it easier to use course play when you're not watching to unload it. I found anyway. I might be wrong there. It has been known for me to be wrong, but the last time someone thought I was wrong, they'd made a mistake. Oops, slow down too much. I have to go all the way We'll go all the way around and see if there's anything on these corners we can pick up. Oh yeah, we picked a little up there. Because you have to remember that the mower and the loading wagon don't follow exactly the same course on corners. The loading wagon cuts inside the mower quite a bit. So on corners you always get quite a bit left. As you see, we've got that 0.007 of a ton. Might not sound a lot, but it's all money. Not to be sneezed at. And we do one more round and we start going up and down. Should be able to get it then. With that food turns to get that straight edge or so. And I'm not going to go straight up and down. I'm going to miss out several rolls each time because it's an absolute pain trying to turn this tight. Now the other thing is, because I'm on this little challenge, I'm only using vanilla DLC, the straw add-on pack and the messy pack. No other packs are being used. No other mods, vehicle mods being used. I have to add that in because we have got some mods, script mods. Not as many as I normally run. I'm not running gearbox. I'm not running manual attach. In fact, we can speed that up. This is where I missed the gearbox mod, because the beauty with the gearbox mod is it has 3 separate cruise controls. I have got the cruise control add-on, but I just keep forgetting I've got it there, which is probably a bit silly. Right, we go round again, then when we get down to the bottom, then this next time we will start going up and down. In fact, what I want to do is change that so you see where I've been. That's better. I've got it on the fertiliser mat show down the bottom there, so I can, where it's gone light blue is where we're mowing the grass. I may not have picked it up, but that's where we're mowing it. Now I say I play both 17, 19 and sometimes I go back on 15 if I want a quick burst of soil mod. 19 is not as, certainly isn't as good without seasons or soil mod. I played most of Farm Sim since 13 is what I got into it. Just put this up now. It's too wide, it's better. So that's all not there. I'm going to turn that over a bit this way to make sure we catch most of it. Just looking at that, we want to just turn that way quite a bit. Well, I love the one that it's on. What's the AI vehicle extension mod on 19? It's a very simple GPS. I like using that. It's so simple. You haven't got the full control you've got over this version, but you've got enough control for what I want. I'll just get rid of that over there again. And away we go again. I'm not doing this one anywhere near properly, this series. This is just a little bit of fun. It's an experiment to see if it is possible to do as I'm doing. And the funny thing at the moment, I'm playing no or Roy's maps, well, with one exception. That's Blickling on, also on 17, which is an old ball map. Blickling because Blickling to 17 is what Old Ridge for me was to 15. And Riverview, which is what Newbie's called now, is my map for 19 at the moment. It could all change, of course. There's still plenty of time yet, but we're only about halfway through the franchise so far. And speaking personally, I'd love to see Giants bring out a British map just to see what they can make out of it. I don't think they'd enjoy trying to do it because their AI wouldn't work. Because there wouldn't be the room to turn around. You'd have to work hard to make courseplay work on it. But it is possible by doing sometimes extreme numbers of headlands. On this one I've got 10 headlands on 16 if I'm using this outfit for when I'm doing it off screen, for mowing off screen. As I say, it's a bit extreme, but it works. Let's just pick this one up. I was watching Daggerwind the other week, and he was putting his top 10 what he'd like to see in, or what his subscribers would like to see in what could well be Farm Sim 21. I'm going to speak personally. I'm not too worried about. As much as I love class combines, I'm not too worried if we don't have class in there, if we don't have any other new vehicles in there. But what I would like, and I'm not too worried about extra crops, but I would like more realism when you play. I would love there to be seasons built in. I would love that they take what they've done. What they've done with them. Back up. What they've done with the little bit of soil mod added. Take that further, a lot further. I love GPS to be built in. It's stupid that they're playing or they're simulating an activity which relies a lot on GPS. You look at a harvest, and most harvests are now done on GPS controlled combines. Spraying is done almost entirely now on bigger farms, certainly by using GPS, and very clever programs to tell you which bits want fertiliser and which bits don't, to switch the spray heads on and off. Now all of this needs to be switchable, so you can switch it in or out, because some people would, and myself sometimes, just like a very simple game. Now I'm only a simple beggar. Most of the time I want the whistles and bells in, but at times I don't, and I know some people just play it just as a very simple form of relaxation. That's where cattle and crops have added some of that in now, that it's a lot simpler, or they have got a simpler system now, but I was thinking that's where they could miss out a bit. I lost where my little arrow was to show which direction I was pointing. I was going to drive in. Oh, and a shuttle is a must on. That is such a simple thing. That switchable shuttle, well, for those who are perfectly happy to hit the brake then go into reverse, fine. For people like myself, I want to have a shuttling so I can switch between driving forward or back and use the same controls for acceleration whichever way I'm going, and for braking whichever way I'm going. My poor old brain can't quite cope. If not, I don't think we're going to finish this one off. We'll get about another 10 minutes, then we'll finish off, I think. And I'll finish this up off screen. Trying to think what else I'd like to see. I had a whole list of stuff and I forgot most of them now. I think we'll come this way, so we'll go round again, see if we can pick up some more bits on these corners. Shouldn't be so much now because we already done this bit once. Oh, and the other thing, which I agree with some of Daggerwind's subscribers, more old equipment. A lot more. And I mean taking stuff back to the 40s or the 50s. Things like the Grey Fergie, or before that, the Field Marshal, the Dutch Bulldog, or the Lance Bulldog, not Dutch, sorry. The Lance Bulldog, you know, those type of things. And equipment to go with them. It would, for me, I like playing quite small farms, and that would make my gameplay more fun, but then I'm only just one person. But it's interesting to see what anybody else thinks. I'm not worried about big stuff. All the big budders interested, but I never used it. Sounds the IT runner stuff. I have very, very rarely used the IT runner stuff. Just doesn't interest me. On South Africa not, I used some, and I also used GTX Modding's road train pack, which was quite good fun. Not as a road train often, just some of the equipment there, some of the trailers there were so damn good. And that Volvo truck, that would have went happily in Euro Truck Simulator. It would not have looked out of place. But that's just my views. It'd be interesting to see if anybody else has views on what they want to see. Oh, and the one thing I'd like to see is AI traffic on the roads not made of solid lead. If we nudge them, let them move. I like them as they were in 13. I know that Giants doesn't like, because people were, no, but as guilty as the next man, I'll try and flip the car. So what? We bought the game, Giants. And it's up to us how we play. If we want to play flip the car, but what they've got now is awful. Those whoops. Somewhere around here, I should have a run I haven't done if I can find it. Come out of cab, see if I can see it. Might be down here. Let's try this, shall we? But I think my main thing is to see something like seasons built in as a standard part of the game. I'd also agree a little bit with Bipolar Prophet when seasons come out. Have it longer, have it a full year, 365 days, 366 each leap year, of course. Yes, it would slow things down a bit, but you'd have to speed the time up to compensate. I know I played the 24 month at 15 challenge, times 15 challenge. It was fun. You had to think what you were going to do. You couldn't waste any time. A bit like real farming. You do not waste your time. But certainly giants put some difference into the seasons. Don't have all the crops all over the place. I hate having 4 fields and they're all crops at a different stage of growth, or each field at a different stage. It breaks the immersion for me personally, but that's just me, of course. I know on the 17 on the family farm, I spent a long time setting up Riverview so that all the fields were in roughly the same state. Then Roy spoiled it by bringing an update out, and I had to start again. I didn't bother the second time. Not that I blame Roy, you understand. I'd also like to see the mod that GTX Andy just brought out, the LS Modern Company, the water trough mod, incorporated in the game. Very rarely, if you've got a fixed paddock, do you have to bring the water in by tanker. Certainly not in Britain. And I'm guessing most of the rest of the world would be very similar, especially if it's anywhere near a big outfit. If you're doing a lot of livestock, you certainly would not be doing it. Now, I was going to do this one more. That takes about 35. Whoops. Then what we'll do, I'll try and compact it off screen, and I'll miss several days. It would be we're probably midsummer next time you come back. That's what I'm saying I'm going to do. Whether I do or not, it doesn't matter. You know me. I say these things and cleans would get up. It's old age, you know. Their mind isn't what it was. Mind you, my mind never was what it was. If you can make any sense of that statement, I should start worrying. I'm still 36% compacted this at the moment, so it's not that bad now. I think we get about 4, possibly 5 heaps, and I think I need to go forward and then come back again. Now I'm not going to use GPS because GPS doesn't like reversing with a trailer. It's not built for it. Huh. This is where gearbox mod comes into its own. Oh yes, and how about a gearbox mod built in? I lower because who was it now? That's Mowgli one. Decided the game's making one for 19 because, as he said, it most of them the tractors in game autos. So it's a bit silly to do it. I hit the wrong button. Right. I meant to hit that. Back up. Although there is one being developed, I haven't actually tried it as yet. I keep meaning to, but you know me. Right, let's Whereabouts are we now? Which way have we gone? We'll come this way. So I'm not going to go up the top again because there won't be much up there. Come down here somewhere. Might pick some up. It must be this way. Oh, we are going that way. You see, my memory's such I couldn't remember which way around I was going. Poor old soul. Looks like one more road to the right of us. Most of it to the left are. And that one to the right's in the peter out, so I need to take that from the other side. We do that when we come back up this way next time. Try and take that one I can just see to the left. Right, I say all these things I like to see in France, and it has made big strides since I first played it. I still remember hooking up a small tractor to a big bit of equipment that worked. They cured most of that in 15. And certainly finished it off in 17. And seasons have taken it on even further by even on wet crops. You do tend to find yourself getting bogged down a bit, I noticed. Especially on Blickling, where I tried to slurry a field the other day in the wet. It did not end well. I got it done, but it was hard work. And I've got this thing against hard work. It should not be allowed. As I said before, I like work. I could watch it for hours, but don't ask me to do it. I think this side will be nearly all clear now. We're still picking some up. A note. Oh, we'll start picking it up now. It doesn't look like there's any grass here, hardly at all. There's a little bit down here, but I think we're done. We're done this side. A little bit here. Got it. Just cleaning up a little bit this end here, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Not that I was worried about it anyway. Try not to worry about too many things. God, one other thing I remember was about 13, the tractors would take off like a scalded cat. Mind you, the Rosamash, one of Forest Harvesters still did that in 15. It used to catch me out every time. It's the cheapest one too. See, I think it was a DLC, I think it came in. I can't remember now, it's a long time ago. Another thing I like in Seasons, I like the way they've done the maintenance schedule, far better than as Johns have tried in 19. It works, but it doesn't seem to be too good. I like the way when you haven't maintained a vehicle, it will keep stopping on you. Doesn't do that in 19. Just slows right down. until you get it maintained again. I sound a bit like a load of complaints against the base game. Base game is, for what it is basically very good. Just I like my Sims to be slightly more realistic. It's still very much a farm equipment simulator rather than a farm simulator. My fear is putting even more makes and more bits of modern equipment in there to get even more like a farm equipment simulator. I think we'll call it on this one. So we'll do the wind down. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe. There's like about 1, possibly 2 more trips and we'll be done here. And I'll do that off screen. I think I'll hold you here longer. Alright, if you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe. Always happy to have you aboard. And if you are a subscriber, even if you're not, how about sending a message? You know, anything, any questions, queries, suggestions, brickbacks, bouquets, whatever else. Post them in the comments section. I do read everyone. You know, I'm a masochist like that. I do read everyone. I try and reply to everyone. And you're a masochist for watching this, but yeah, we won't hold it against each other. Now, if I can get this in the right place, so if I try and back in again, I'm gonna say let's maybe say cheerio, can I? Cheerio.